I double click here to select it all, hit Alt E to open up that. You hit URI 1.5, bam, folder note. Now, if I click it, it takes me to the folder note. Copy URI, right click, create shortcut or link for the target. For the shortcut target, paste in your URI, current folder. File already exists, which is this one. I click this, and then it opens this file, which is the same file. And there you go. That's how you make shortcuts for your vault, where it actually opens inside your vault when you click it. Hey guys, gals, and everything in between. What's going on? So Obsidian is brutal to learn for some, but stick around and you'll be up with the template, how templater is used, and most importantly, how to make shortcuts in Windows Explorer /One Commander that when you click, opens the note in Obsidian. How to make shortcuts in Windows Explorer /One Commander so that when you click, it opens the note inside Obsidian. Now you can maximize your vault, have links to separate vaults if you use multiple. No more navigating to the file, then opening and explore every time you need to interact with a node outside Obsidian. You can right-click Open Path from Shortcut or double-click to open inside Obsidian. As you can imagine, this saves a ton of time. But even more, I'm going to show you how I meta YAML, and you can copy my templates from my Obsidian publish directly into your vault. Easier with Markdown or official Obsidian Clipper extension. I personally use both, just depends what I'm doing. See my plugin list on Publish if you want to make Obsidian actually accessible. If you have barriers to learning and just apps in general, my plugin list is it's what I've been using for about a year. I have over 100 plugins, and I just toggle them off and on as I need them to save resources. But enough of that. Let's get into it. So let's get right into it. What are URIs? A URI, Uniform Resource Identifier, is a special kind of link that tells your system or app exactly where something is located, not on the internet, but within your device or app ecosystem. In Obsidian, a URI looks like this. It tells Obsidian, open the vault, my vault, and go directly to the file or folder I've specified. Why URI links open doors? Most people know Obsidian as a note-taking app, but it's also an operating system for your mind. URI links are how you connect Obsidian to the outside world. Add clickable default links in Mac OS shortcuts, Alfred, Launchbar, or even Windows Power Toys Run. Embed links into YAML, HTML, Notion, or other apps that don't support wiki links. Create folders or note links from automations, scripts, or external tools. URI links are universally clickable. Once created, you can use them in Obsidian, in your operating system, and third-party tools, even inside Obsidian canvases, metadata, or PDFs. So my tools. URI get, single file URI. This script detects the currently active file, determines whether it's a note or a folder note, and creates a clickable Obsidian URI like this. It intelligently adds emoji icons, either the paper or a folder, and a label to show if the file is acting as a folder note. This is ideal for command palette hotkeys, getting the current note's URI on demand, manual link embedding. And my URL to URI, it converts vault links. So this script takes one or more wiki links that you've selected and resolves their actual paths, checks whether they point to notes or folders, converts each file into an Obsidian URI, returns clickable markdown style list items. This unlocks batch conversion of links, use in YAML front matter and metadata, and faster interlinking with external apps. URI and links gives you universality, works outside of Obsidian, precision, links point directly to files and folders, accessibility, used with screen readers, shortcuts, workflows, automation, scriptable, programmable, and versatile. So this is the URI get to This grabs the URI of the current file. If you're using MakeMD, it will not get the folder. It won't work. Templater doesn't work on MakeMD's folder notes, sadly. But if you're using another folder note plugin, it should work with that. MakeMD just doesn't expose their metadata. So I've tried and tried. It doesn't work. It's not possible. But it does work. The URL to URI 1.5 does work on selected links if they are a folder node. It does the logic does work. So URI example 1. So for instance here, let me expand this a little bit here. So here's an example of how this works. This is an actual note. This isn't just a card. It should work in cards though. So right here I have my work in progress Hyper-Sanity, which is also in my public vault and published. So let's give a demonstration here. So this is a folder note from MakeMD. So if I double click here to select it all, I hit Alt E to open up that. You hit URI 1.5, bam, folder note. Now if I click it, it takes me to the folder note, which is empty right now. And if I go to a regular note like this, and I double click it, hit my templater key, go in here, URI 1.5, bam, you got a note. And this is useful because you can tie this into URI correlations. And if you're training a GPT, then you can teach it context. You can teach it your vault by having a path. If you have like a file path or a path, I don't know if I deleted it. Project folder. I forgot where it was. But yeah, there is a problem if you have path in as a YAML property. Templater can bug out, so I removed mine temporarily while I was testing this. So if you have problems with it, check to see if you have path, any sort of path in your YAML. And yeah, so now you handle this in one commander. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to make this shortcut. So you're going to go in here. Copy URI, right click, create shortcut or link for the target. For the shortcut target, paste in your URI, current folder. File already exists, which is this one. I click this, and then it opens this file, which is the same file. And there you go. That's how you make shortcuts for your vault, where it actually opens inside your vault when you click it. So we double click the shortcut and it takes us here. So if I was to go to a different note back here and then I double click the shortcut, it takes me directly there. So this is pretty useful. This is very, very useful. So you can have notes throughout your directory, like to say a project with your video files and stuff that's outside your vault, right? Where you can still call your video files into Obsidian using something like Media Extender or Media Extend, I think it's called. You can have folders or notes as individual shortcuts. And if you have a problem, like if say you have the Obsidian here, to make this a clickable link, you need to put it into parentheses. So do that, and then we'll put left bracket, right bracket. Whatever you put inside the brackets is what's going to display the text. And this is what's called a markdown link. This is what Wikipedia uses. So you click the test and it takes you to the link. So that's how you make a URI clickable. There you can even get URIs from plugins and then do the same thing. Put it in a markdown format link and click it and it'll take you to the plugin page. You can get a URI for a specific button in a plugin like for plugin options. So when you click the word, it opens your plugin options for something specific. You can also bind that URI into something like the editable toolbar, which is what I have here. So like I have different commands, like custom commands, like right here, this one. See, I have custom commands here, advanced paste, and some other stuff. And so you can bind these URIs as buttons. So if I click a button, it'll open up plugin options, a specific plugin options, and you can have like a category here, and then have all like different plugins here. So see right here, I have these are all MarkMind commands. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. And if you're working with GPT, if you're feeding it your direct MD files, it has the YAML in the file. And if you've trained your GPT and you know how to utilize GPT, unlike a lot of people who just use the default way of training GPTs, you can have it link correlations using its YAML properties like URL correlations. It can look up it can look up URI commands for specific functions, and then you can implement that in your vault. All sorts of cool stuff. So it makes it a little bit more accessible. And you can find the templates down below in the description. It's on my Obsidian publish, and you can either use Mark download or the browser extension Obsidian Clipper, which is by the official Obsidian team. But I don't know, I like Mark download a little bit better because its API is way better. But yeah, otherwise you could just copy paste it into your script and you're good. So like this is what a templater script looks like. This is what's called an inline templater script. So you just paste it in here, then so for me I have Alt E and that opens up templater. So these are templates, yes, but this is through templater, and you have to run it through templater to execute the script. Otherwise, it's just going to paste the script into your note. You could also run JavaScripts as .js files as well. That's a little bit more complex. If you're not a programmer, you'll need GPT to do that for you if you're incapable of learning a programming language like me. So as you can see, I have quite a bit of different templates, as you should too. I also created little snippets, which is pretty cool. Uh, Something I learned from VS Code. So I have my templates, and then I have my templater to keep them separate. So then under templater, I have scripts, and some of these are .js. And then here I have my URIs, and you can have them scripts, and then have it URI in inline folder. So that's actually a better format that I need to adapt, actually. Yeah, so once you have that set up, go into your templater, and set your template folder. You can also have folder templates. That's like a whole nother tutorial. You can also have regex, which is beyond me. Scripts file folder location. This is important. This is what you want right here. So I have my templates, templater, and then scripts. And this is where your JavaScript models are. So that's where your .js files have to be in order for it to pick those up. So after you do that, you might want to set a hotkey for it. So let's see, open insert template model is what you want. Mine's set to Alt E, so I hit that, and then it brings this up, and I can type in different things like URI, and then it'll tell me the path. You can type in some of the path, so you could be like scripts like that, and even that will work. It'll basically start in the middle. Very cool stuff. Gotta love it. Yeah, it's that simple. So, for instance, if you want to see one of my templates, I'm gonna use MakeMD's Blink here. So let's see, Hyper-Sanity 1-1. Bam! Gotta love MakeMD, people. Gotta love it. It's that. Yeah, if you memorize like the note name, you can just bring it up in seconds. It's amazing. So yeah, this is what one of my go-to template that's I've just been constantly evolving. It's technically beyond version 1.1, but yeah. So I just call this into basically every note, and then I fill in what I need to. And this is also a great way to keep up with your GPT chats. So you could have like the GPT URL, and then you could have links so that if something came from a GPT or something links to a GPT from another note, you can link that back and forth. The title of your GPT if you're using a custom model, and then like the GPT, like what project it's in. It's pretty cool, pretty cool, pretty cool. Yep, got a bunch of stuff here. This is also, you'll find a scrubbed down version on the GitHub, and you should also find it on the public publish, um, which will be in the folder I showed you before, the publish folder. The link will be in there in that file. And yeah, so if I want to call this into another note, I can just hit Control P templates, and then HS11. Or you can use templater too. It just depends if there's a script in it that you want to run, right? So if you want to run the script, you got to run it through templater. You can't just use a regular insert template like I just did. That's just for YAML and whatever is in the body. So yeah. So for snippets, you can just let me show you snippets. So this is my first snippet. So it just creates a bunch of empty headers, and then I can go down and name the headers as I go. Very convenient. You could also do an alphabet, so A to Z. Also convenient if you're building like a rhyming dictionary, or you're building your own thesaurus, like with your favorite words and words you want to learn and using with rhyming or without rhyming, philosophy, poetry, whatever. Um, yeah, everything's this app is amazing. You gotta use it, but definitely check out the plugin list. I got over 100 plugins there, and they most all of them are necessary. I don't always have them all enabled at the same time, right? I just tweak them on what I need. Some of them you rarely need, but when you need it, you have it, right? So yeah, this will increase the size of your vault to about like 200 megabytes. But it's really not that bad. And if you want to back up your vault, check out my future video on how to back up Obsidian. One of the main reasons why people use YAML is data view, which I'm not going to get into in this video, but this just gives you an idea of what you can do. So data view, it looks like this in the source code right here. This right here has data view. This right here with the three apostrophes or whatever signifies what kind of programming language this is, and data view is something in Obsidian. It's a plugin itself, and it's one of the most popular plugins. You should definitely check it out. If you need help setting up a data view, anything, use GPT or your favorite AI if you can't learn this. So what this does is this categorizes. So it's a table without ID. File link as task date created. So these are all the things that lists in the table, and it's for to do. So anything that's marked to do. So where to do null, to do explanation equals null, and yeah. So that's logic. I have no idea what that means. That's programming. Anyways, sort, and then it sorts. Last updated December, descending date, descending file folder, ascending, and this is what it looks like. So it's a dash. You can create dashboards, and you can link data based on tags, types, whatever you want. And if I go over here, so I can see here, I even have some ARG references because people keep saying it's not real, even though it is. Anyways, yeah, verify citation references, align Sophia references to ARG developing 1.1. That's a note. Um, so yeah, and you can have them clickable links. How cool is that? That's pretty cool, right? So yeah, there's a bunch of things you can do with YAML. It's not just metadata, and metadata is very useful, especially when you're using GPT to learn. So take full advantage of what YAML knowledge you can achieve.